Hey BookTube, I'm the Book Mage, welcome back to my channel, and to my first book haul of 2024. So yes, it is another big book haul video, which notoriously are like my least favourite things to film, but I have a lot of good, new, exciting books in here, so that is what we're going to be doing today. And if you are wondering how many books I have to haul, it's this many. So it's gonna be another one of those hauls. All I can say is, you know, strap in, grab a snack, this might be a long one. As always, I will have everything time-stamped below, so if there's a section you want to skip to for a particular book, you can do so at your leisure. But I don't know, I feel like pretty much every book in here is going to be good. I mean, the majority, again, special editions. Such has become my bread and butter. For better or worse, better for me, worse for my wallet. But without any further ado, let's kick off and unbox some glorious new books. So the first book that I want to start with is the one that I am most excited for, and it is my very first Page and Wick box. I have been very excited about this. I have been watching the dispatch page like a hawk. I have been really hyped for just this box. I think because it's new, I think because like my little gothic magpie brain is like, shiny new book, must have shiny new book. So I am maybe a little bit overexcited for this. So if you're not aware, and I'm not sponsored, I do buy all of this with my own money, which is a little bit shocking, to be honest. But Page and Wick is a fairly new subscription box. I think they've only been going for like a couple months, like a couple boxes. They're bi-monthly. I think they're all adult fantasy. They might include YA as well, and new adult, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it includes sci-fi or anything, but they also, and this is the part that kind of sold me, they also include indie books in their subscription. They have had some stunning editions in the past as well. Luckily I wasn't too bothered on any of the titles I missed out on because I either had them or like they weren't my kind of thing. But I'm pretty sure this one said it was like adult grimdark fantasy, and I was like, oh please, let me on the subscription. And I managed to get on. I'm very excited for this one. It also comes with a candle, so like I get to show you guys a candle as well at the same time. First time together unboxing one of these. So this is the Binds of Fate January box. I'm not sure if this has spoilers on, so like I don't want to look too close. I have no idea what the book is. I feel like it had good vibes. Like I was getting good vibes. Let us see what we get. I'm interested to see like what the customizations look like. Hell, is that a skull? I'm like, can we see us? I'm so excited. I'm so freaking excited. It's so gorgeous. Stop, this book is beautiful. Okay, so this is The Fangs of War by E.J. Doble. Is this not just, I'm genuinely blown away. I love foils. I love, it looks gothic. I'm hoping this is in focus. My camera is notorious for not focusing, but like look how stunning this design is with like the skull, these sort of ribbons. I thought they were snakes at first, but I think they're ribbons. Like the little medieval town design. It's so cute. The spine is beautiful and foiled. This is going to look fantastic on the shelf. And on the back there is a foiled quotation, and it says, "The inevitability of fate shall comfort us all in the end." This is gorgeous. Like the sword, like this beautiful ribbon. This book is stunning. 10 out of 10 on the design so far. This is absolutely gorgeous. I feel like I might have started with like potentially like the prettiest book in this haul by accident. But oh my god. So it is signed. I think it's pen signed. If it's digital, like I don't care, but it might be a pen signature. This is the end paper. Does this not just scream something I would like normally love to read? This is so me. There's like a burning city, a burning harbour, like ships sinking. I have no idea what's... A cloaked figure with a dagger. It's so me. It's so me. Is it the same on the back? Yes, it's the same on the back. Okay, so far I'm loving everything about this. Like I heard that this was going to be like an adult grimdark high fantasy, and like I knew I wanted it so bad, not even knowing what the book was, but so far this is ticking all of my boxes. I want to read this so bad. I don't know what it's about. Okay, let's look under the... I'm just like, this book has double foils. This book has double foils. I'm so sorry. First of all, this beautiful snake design, like the green and gold, it looks so good. The spine matches the foil from the dust jacket. On the back there is a whole other different foil design. I am in awe. Like this like sword dagger motif with the crown. I am genuinely so blown away by this book. The design and like customization is blowing Fairyloot and Illumicrate like way out of the water. And like, to be fair, I know sometimes book boxes have good months and bad months, but this is like bi-monthly, so I feel like having 2 whole months to put like your whole book hussy into this, like, oh my god, this is like black top and bottoms. This is phenomenal. This is genuinely one of the best books I've ever received in a book box. This is stunning. I feel like it is fair to point out, I do expect, I mean, I didn't expect it to be this gorgeous and this my taste, but of all the customizations, this is a much more expensive box than my others. So this does come with a candle as well. I think it's like £39 including shipping, and it is within the UK. So it's basically £40 almost for one book box every 2 months, but it does make it one of the more expensive book boxes for me. So far, so worth it. I would pay this much money just for the book alone, because this is gorgeous. This is stunning. Let me look at what this is about. The quotation at the start is giving me everything. Okay, it says, "On a silent shore in a distant land, the world was coming to an end." I want this book. I have it, but like I want it in my brain. I want it in my brain immediately. Let me read to you what it says. After the brutal execution of Provinci's king by the roving forces of Taraz, a new military government vaults into power with the nefarious Alvarez at the helm. Hell-bent on bloodshed and the glory of an imperial past, he amasses the largest army seen in a generation and plunges the 2 nations into a bloody war, against the will of the godlike being known as the All-Mother. I'm so eating this up right now. Kavara, a general of the army at odds with her superiors over the war, is ground under the heel of the scheming Commander Revek and betrayed by her own people, left for dead on a distant shoreline. Saved by a passing ship and taken to the other end of the world, she's plagued by visions of a white void and a figure known as the Shadow Woman, who begins to unravel the true nature of the war, a conflict not only of men, but also of gods alike. In a story of hope, power, greed and hatred, all are driven mad by the enemy within. None are safe from the fangs of war. Something about like the end papers while I read this, and like I'm getting like Elder Scrolls Oblivion vibes, and I have no idea why. But also the whole All-Mother as opposed to the All-Father, is that like Norse inspired? I'm honestly not sure, but so far I'm loving this. I want to read this year. Please, oh my god, remind me on every video that I want to read this book this year. It's a little bit chunky. This is exactly, this might be one of the best books I've ever gotten blind in a book box, like the most my taste. This is honestly one of the most stunning editions of a book, and I think perfectly suited to my taste. And I've been filming for 15 minutes and literally just been ranting about one book, but honestly, I think it deserves it. I would be so gutted if I had missed out on the subscription. I almost did, because I'd signed up for the waitlist for this subscription. I think because Page and Wick is quite new, I didn't get any sort of like confirmation email that I was on the waitlist. It's just got like a pop-up on the page that says like your email's been added. After like a couple weeks, I was thinking, should I have got a confirmation email? So I have a backup email account, the one that I use for YouTube, and I signed up on the waitlist on that email as well, and still didn't get a confirmation. It's like a different email service provider, and I thought, okay, it's just the website. And then when they sent out a round of invitations, which gets sent to the entire waitlist all at once, the initial email that I'd signed up with never got the invite. So if I hadn't double checked it with my YouTube email, I would never have been on the subscription. And thank you so much to my friend for telling me to check my inbox, because otherwise I would never have known to double check. And I would have cried because look at this. Okay, let's see what the candle is. I mean, from the synopsis, I'm like, is it something on fire by some water? Is it gonna smell like salt and smoke? Okay, it's a cute little candle and it's meant to smell like something in the book. So this says Cassandry and a rebellion is born. I don't know if you can quite see it there. It does not tell me what it smells like. Okay, I'm bad with smells, so. Oh. It smells kind of like a man. I'll be honest, whenever my friend and I go around like a candle shop, because we do that together because candles, most of the candles I think smell like men. So just give me a minute. I want to say there's something like salty, maybe like a licorice almost in there. Am I getting salted licorice from this? I'm probably so wrong. There's something like maybe a little bit herby. I don't know, my brain's giving me like if you threw salted licorice in a forest. It's a little bit smoky as well. I like this. I will burn this. You're kind of supposed to burn it, I think, as you read. This is supposed to sort of like, I'm someone who has synesthesia, and I feel like associating a book with a specific smell. It's powerful. I do it for all the good video games that I play. I associate them with like candles or moisturizers that I was using at the time, and then I can never finish them, and I have to keep them forever to open them and smell them and immerse myself in like the game or the book or whatever I was obsessed with at the time. So I will do that for this book. Yeah, so that was my first ever Page and Wick box. So far, highly recommend the subscription. It's everything I wanted and more. I don't even know where to go from there, if I'm totally honest. I feel like anything I open after that that's a special edition might not feel as special as it normally would. I think I've started really high, so I'm gonna like temper my expectations a bit. I'm gonna palette cleanse with some like non-special edition books. I feel like that's a smart move on my part. So shockingly, among all these frickin' boxes, I do have a couple of just like regular old books that I did buy for myself that were not sent to me blind. So I'll go through those now. The first of which technically is one that's been sent to me. Spoilers. And that is Northern Wrath by Tilda Coldholt. The reason I picked this up was because I knew it was going to be one of the Broken Bindings like new monthly books, the start of a new series, and I couldn't wait that long because I really wanted to read some sort of Norse inspired fantasy, which is what this is. And I'm actually currently about 200 pages in. It's a bit of a chunky boy. It's multi-perspective, and you're following multiple characters that all come from this village called Ash Hill. Some of them are like townsfolk, some of them are like raiding warriors. In this you do have like all of the Norse gods exist, all of like the Norse prophecies and Ragnarok and Odin and all of that all exists very into its Norse fantasy, which is great because I was really craving something exactly like, I just wanted Norse fantasy, like not specifically a retelling, but like inspired, and this book so far is giving me that. This is the paperback version, which I did just pick up because like I needed to read it immediately. And perhaps not shockingly, in the same vein, I also picked up this, and this is Tales of Norse Mythology, and this is by Helen Guerber. I didn't realise I'd left this in the plastic. I picked this up because it's advertised at like, it's meant to be like 30 or 40 quid or something, and it was like around about £10, so I was like, yes, I'll pick this up for £10, because first of all it has this gorgeous like foil knotwork with like the little dragon, the sword. It's gorgeous. I really like the design. It's only short, but it has like gilded pages as well, and I was like, look, for a book with like Norse mythology, because I feel like I'm fairly familiar with Norse mythology, but like I would like to brush up on it and read more about it at some point. The end papers are really cute as well. It's self-explanatory, but this is like a really gorgeous little edition. It seems very compact as well. I wanted to pick this one up and read it. I would also like to collect the Eddas as well, because I've only studied them like in chunks, in sections, and never just sat down and like read both of them through all the way. So I don't have editions of those yet, because apparently the edition that you want to get is print on demand, and like £200 or £300 per book print on demand, which I am going to pirate because the author is dead. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm fucking taking them. I mean, we'll see, but like if you are the authoritative definitive edition of a book and there is no way to get your hands on it, it's more expensive than like every other book here. And it's print on demand, absolutely not. Anyway, that's enough about that. Moving on to a different book. I finally picked up Every Star a Song, and this is by J. Posey. This is the sequel, and I think this is just a duology. This is the sequel to Every Sky a Grave, which I read last year, I think in November, and I actually enjoyed it. It's a sci-fi, but it's quite grounded and it's fairly character driven, and I really liked the way that the dynamic between two particular characters was starting to evolve and play out, that like starts more towards the end of the book. So I had to pick up book 2, and I really want to see how this story ends. It's quite an interesting take on sci-fi. I initially thought it would be like a lot of classic fantasy tropes. It has stuff to do with words of power and like using the name of an entity to gain power over it. In this case, the main character has power over like the whole planet. She has the ability to speak certain words and destroy an entire planet if she wishes. That is often her mission. It was quite an interesting take. I really liked how it was done in the first book. I think I gave the first book about like a 4-star, so I'm interested to see how it progresses, how it ends. So I think definitely one I would like to get to this year, hopefully sooner rather than later. Okay, the next book in my haul is a copy of Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. This is a very cute little shiny edition. I realised I don't think I own an edition of this any longer, like maybe like not since like high school or sixth form, I'm not sure. This edition was like £3, which is why I bought it, but I just wanted to pick up a cheap reading copy, so that's what I did. Okay, this next one was a cover buy, but even if it was ugly, I would have still wanted the book itself anyway. And it is this copy of The Making of Middle-earth, and this is by Christopher Snyder. So this is the world of Tolkien and The Lord of the Rings, the movies. This has maybe the most foil of any book I own. This is absolutely stunning. The back as well has a different design. Now this I believe is a re-released version. This book came out a while ago, but this is a newer edition, much prettier edition, and this has been updated to include, I think, other stuff about like the films. I think also like the Hobbit films. I don't know if it includes the Rings of Power TV series stuff, but it does include like behind the scenes stuff and information just about Middle-earth in general, and like inspiration, yeah, stuff from the films, like the adaptations, and I just thought this would be really cool to have. I freaking love Lord of the Rings. They're my favourite, like officially they're my favourite films of all time. I do not think they can be beaten. I do not think they can be remade. That as it is, this is such a stunning book, and so my nerdy little brain needed to have this. This next one, I guess, are we on to Waterstones copies now? Fine, okay. I picked this one up secondhand, and I'm salty about it. I picked up a copy of The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I feel like it's meant to be a bit nonsensical. It's something about like a boy finds a door or a book or something like that, and like there's symbols and stuff in it, and it's meant to be like kind of a meandering, I think like slightly nonsensical magical realism kind of take. It's not the kind of fantasy that I normally read, but I have heard that the writing is very pretty, and so I feel like the kind of imagery and vibes this book has, plus the linguistic aspect, I might be able to enjoy it, which is why I picked it up. So this was this was a Waterstones edition, so this is signed, it has like the sprayed edges, cute end papers with bees, and I think these all came in different colours. Mine is dark blue with gold. I think they also came in black, light blue, green, red, pink. They came in like all sorts of different colours, and I think it was kind of random which one you would get. I see this book going for insanely high prices, and when I saw this one going for like, it was like maybe like 20 quid or less, I thought, yeah, let me buy that. If you are selling me a second-hand edition of a special edition book that is in really good condition, they sent it to me in a plastic bag. They sent it through the post in a plastic bag, no protection, no nothing. Let me show you a picture of this bag. It was see-through, it was so fucking thin. This book is so damaged. Like, I've tried so hard to try and get this back into nick, but like the top is so damaged, like the dust jacket is beat to hell, the spine is squished and destroyed, like I don't know if you can tell, but like it doesn't sit right anymore. It's so damaged, and it was not like this in the pictures. It was in really good condition. Why would you sell a book in good condition and then send it to me in literally a bag so thin? It's basically like, it's like the ghost of a bag. This book was just absolutely raw dogging the British postal system. It's not a place any book wants to be, honestly. I feel so bad about it. It was doing so well, it's been on someone's shelf, it was in good condition. Rant aside, while I am here, I will do another Waterstones unboxing, and would it be a haul if I didn't fuck up? I'll show you how I fucked up. I could get it out and not show you my address. Okay, so this is the Atlas Complex by Olivia Blake. This is the third and I think final book in the like Atlas 6 series. The first one got sent to me by Fairyloot, so like I just bought editions of books 2 and books 3 while they were like special, because like honestly, look at these sprayed pages. No idea if I will like the book, like there's nothing else special about it. It's just signed and has sprayed edges, and I was like, yeah, okay, fine, I'll buy it. I have no idea. This series is about like 6 people, and it's something about like, is it like the Library of Alexandria or something like that, or is it there's some sort of competition. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's a fantasy-ish. Honestly, don't know. I have the whole series, so probably one that I'm gonna put in like my read it or unhaul it challenge at some point. And the place where I fucked up, yeah, accidentally bought 2 copies of the 3rd book in a series that I have not read yet. How this happened? For like 3 years my Waterstones account has had an issue where 99% of the time I can't check out, it says something is wrong, no one knows what's wrong, it's been going on for years. I could place the order logged out, so on any browser, on any phone, I can place a Waterstones order if I'm logged out, but if I'm logged out I don't get like my discounts and I don't collect like plus stamps and things. So I think I placed the order logged out. Waterstones had added it to my account, but I think when they've added it to my account, they've just duplicated the order. Does that make sense? So like, I bought it, Waterstones added it to my account, but in doing so, they have sold it to me twice. And I didn't realise, obviously, because it's only on my account orders once. It is what it is. If anyone who knows me has books 1 and 2 and would like book 3, hit me up. Because I literally can't give this one away because it's the 3rd book in a series. It would happen to me, honestly. It always does. It's fine. I'm so overwhelmed by books. I'm gonna move on to Fairyloot, I think. I kind of just want to get these out of the way. I have no idea which box is which. I have 2 Fairyloot boxes and 1 like bigger unboxing. This could be this month or this could be last month. I'm not sure. Okay, so this is January 2024. I honestly don't recognise anything about this book cover, so this might be one that's completely unknown to me. Oh, I'm seeing beautiful end papers. Like, I don't know like which way this is gonna... Oh, is it upside down? I don't know which is the front and which is the back. That's gonna be the... It's upside down. This is... Oh, interesting. I'm a hoe for holographic, so this. Now, can you guys, if I turn it just right, that's better. Look at the shine on this. And on the back it says curses are made to be broken, and that's in the same gorgeous like chunky holographic foil. I really like it. It looks like a crystal shard. It looks absolutely gorgeous. The actual design I think I like. It's just like a fantasy-ish like medievally looking village with like this beautiful starry sky. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I really like this. It is The City of Stardust by Georgia Summers. Sounds like it's going to be very Fairyloot-esque. The end papers, like, come on Tumblr 2013 girly. The key with like this beautiful like blue like magic-y effect. This is so gorgeous. Okay, interesting. We have a foil on the front of like this purple book. I'm never the biggest fan of purple. I think this is like a path or maybe a river through some mountains. I think these are the mountains and this is like a windy river or pathway, I think. I like the vibe. I like the little lanterns. Like, I like that this foil has been designed for this book. I've had issues with foils in the past where they seem really generic. I like when they are something about the book, something unique. This looks very unique to this book. So we have some character artwork of like a girl with a mountain. I'm guessing the male love interest because it always bloody is. I think I like the artwork. I really like the style of the background. It's kind of minimal, but I really like that. We have a reversible dust jacket. This I do recognise. Is this just like the regular dust jacket edition? I'm gonna guess it's a colour change because on here it's blue. If this is not it, I'll put the original dust jacket here, unless this is the original. So let me see what this is about. Oh no, not another violet. After Fourth Wing, not another violet. This says, there is a cost to survival, Violet Everly. It is just a matter of fine-tuning the price. So, for centuries, the Everlys have seen their brightest and best disappear, taken as punishment for a crime no one remembers, for a purpose no one understands. Their tormentor is a woman named Penelope, who never ages, never grows sick, and never forgives a debt. 10 years ago, Violet's mother left to break the curse and never returned. Now Violet must find her mother or she will be taken in her place. Her hunt leads her into a seductive magical underworld of power-hungry scholars, fickle gods, and monsters bent on revenge, and into the path of Penelope's quiet assistant Alexander, love interest, guarantee it, who she knows cannot be trusted, and yet to whom she finds herself undeniably drawn. Yeah. I've been here before. Tied to a very literal deadline, Violet will travel to the edges of the world to find her mother and the key to the City of Stardust where the Everly story began. Okay, like, I'm 50-50 on it. I'm never really big on romance, but the book has beautiful designs. I'm unsure. Don't know if I would have picked this one up for myself, but now that I have it, I'm not put off by it massively. I'm just bored of romance, guys. Like, I'm sorry, I just am. But it's Fairyloot and they're always going to give me romance, so it is what it is. Potentially one that if I don't find myself thinking of, it might end up going in the read it, like try a chapter tag challenge thing that I'm doing that I clearly know what it's called. This is a gorgeous edition. I really like, I think if it didn't have this, like, I think I prefer the original dust jacket design, but anything for holographic foil. So then this must be the December box. This is the Eclipse box. I really like this kind of design. That bodes well. Yeah, one thing that I kind of wanted to ask you guys, like, while I'm doing these subscription boxes, is do you guys prefer, like, my subscriptions unboxed as part of a larger haul? Because, like, the reason I'm doing this today is because Paige and Wick arrived today and I could not wait. I don't know, I've thought about, like, occasionally doing, like, one-off unboxing. Avoiding spoilers on YouTube and also, like, Instagram is also hard. If you guys prefer everything to be in, like, just big hauls like this, I can totally keep doing that. For the ones like Fairyloot and Illumicrate and like Paige and Wick and stuff where like I don't know what the book is, I don't know what I'm getting, it's those ones where I'm like, should I just do the day that I get it, film an unboxing and just post that on its own, or wait for the hauls? Like, there are other channels that are already dedicated to that that probably do it a lot better than me. Thoughts, feelings, let me know. In the meantime, this is the January Fairyloot. Oh, it's Faybound. I did not recognise this. So this is Faybound by Sarah L. Arifi, and this has like a, I think it's in like morning sunrise colours as opposed to like, I'll put the original dust jacket here. So these are the sprayed edges. Beautiful end papers with some character artwork. I do like this style of character artwork and I really like this sort of like background design. Is it the same on the back? No, it's different. Oh, this is like a nighttime one. Ugh, try not to say like under the dust jacket, but yeah, I really like this one as well. I think this one is my favourite. I really like this one as well. I thought they were going to be like the phases of the moon in those little circles. They're organs. I love celestial stuff, so we have this sort of celestial sun design in the foil. Again, I love when it's like themed to the book. And then we have the moon on the back and like these little stars. Honestly, these kind of foil designs are like the kind that I like. Like, I'm not a fan at all of character foils or anything like that, which Fairyloot do. They have done at least a couple in the past that I've like not been fond of. What is this about? I feel like this is about like, oh, we've got a reversible dust jacket. I think this is the one about, are they Fae sisters or something? I've definitely, oh, my dust jacket is torn. If I say like Avatar Pandora, will I get crucified? So Yiran was born on the battlefield, lived on the battlefield, and one day she knew she'd die on the battlefield. As a warrior in the elven army, Yiran has known nothing but violence her whole life. Her sister, Lettel, is trying to make a living as a diviner, seeking prophecies of a better future. When a fatal mistake leads to Yiran's exile from the Elven lands, both sisters are forced into the terrifying wilderness beyond their borders. There they encounter the impossible, the Fae court. The Fae haven't been seen for a millennium, but now Yiran and Lettel are thrust into their seductive world, torn between their loyalty to each other and their elven homeland and their hearts. And this is the first book in a trilogy. Oh, this is also just said Sarah L. Arifi is the author of The Final Strife, which is a book that I have. That was a Goldsboro monthly book, and I have not read it yet, but I've hung on to that one. I think this arrived like just before Christmas, and then because we're potentially moving house, this was hidden from me in the attic, and I did not know it had arrived. And it is my Fairyloot set of the Red Rising series. We all know I've had such an issue getting this series. I won't go back into my rant about missing out on this special edition set the first time, but I'm not paying £1,000 secondhand for it on eBay. I'm not doing it. Fairyloot recently re-released the set, but with like a different design, and I am praying that they stuck to like kind of how, I mean, so far it's looking good. I love how the original books just, they look so much like they could be a book in a fantasy world, in a sci-fi world. I love the geometric shapes, the patterns, like the symbols, they look phenomenal. These do come with a dust jacket, whereas the others didn't. There's a quote on the back which says, "The measure of a man is what he does when he has power." And these colourful foils, like, I'm loving, I'm really liking this design, like a solar system, like a star chart on like the end papers, and it's on the top and bottom as well, which is cool. So these are signed. We've got some character artwork on the end paper. I have no idea which characters are which because I have not yet read this series, but now that I have this full set, I will definitely be picking them up at some point. We have a different character on the back, who has weird anatomy, but I'm going to assume it's the armour. This guy has a tiny head. I'm assuming he's just like really tall and buff. And oh god, circus music is going to start playing. Okay. The back of the book is saving it. This foil on the back of like this solar system, this like little star chart looking design, I love this. Try not to be annoyed. The spine, also gorgeous. It's fucking character foils. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Here's my gripe with character foils, okay, is that they don't work. They don't work. Character foils never work. They never work. Because on a black book like this, you get like a negative image. It's like an inverted image. So the hair always looks janky, the eyes and face always look janky, and like, it just does. It just looks, I just don't like it. I don't think I've ever seen a character foil that I like. I think they all look bad. Personal opinion, I literally just think every single character foil I've ever seen looks bad, because like the fine details, you cannot do them in a foil like this, and when you've got like the details like the eyes and like the brows, it's just a splodge of colour, because there's too much detail in one place for it to really be translated very well. And I hate character foils on books, and I feel like I said that already once. Oh, I am Boo Boo the fucking fool. I should have known that Fairyloot would do something like this. Like, they would have such a gorgeous design for the originals, and then when they redo them... And here's the thing, look, I wouldn't be so mad about this. And this is a personal gripe again, not specifically this book series, but just against the way that Fairyloot, and I think sometimes Illumicrate, but mostly Fairyloot, do their special edition sales that are not the box. Like, I understand when your subscription box is like a secret book and like they don't say specifically what the book is, and they don't spoil like the designs for you, and they don't spoil like the foils and the dust jacket changes and the end papers. Like, they don't spoil it. It's meant to be a surprise. It's like a blind subscription box, and I like that. But when it's just a special edition set, I am so certain that like in all the promotional images they just show you the front cover, because I remember seeing these front covers. I remember this. I've talked about this design before, because like, I like this. It's not as good as the original, but I still like it. This is a cool book cover. I still really like this. I will be keeping the covers on. But I just feel like it's so weird to not show all the designs of the book before you ask somebody to pay for it. Do you know what I mean? If you say, hey, we're selling the Red Rising series, but we're not going to show you the customizations on it, it's weird to me. It's weird to me because it's not a surprise. It's not a subscription book box, you know? It's not a surprise edition. I definitely never saw this anywhere. I will double, triple check. I feel like if they'd showed me this, I don't know if I would have bought them. This is so ugly. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sure if you like character artwork, but like, I just don't think foil is a good medium for drawing human beings and human faces. Like, especially because he's got weird armor as well. It's just lost in translation. It's just not great. I'm honest about all my book opinions, guys, even if it's brutally honest. The dust jacket designs are really nice. I feel like they've done a really, like, this feels, it feels kind of, it's like art deco. It feels a bit, I don't know. I think I liked the other ones because they were a bit more utilitarian feeling, and they were geometric, but they worked really, really well. This does kind of, I feel like this fits in well enough. I just feel like the original designs were just so much more on point. So these are the end papers for book 2, and I really like this. Like, they've got really, really fine details in here with like this little dots and like the little text. The text is very legible, which is impressive, to be honest, for a sprayed edge. So we've got more character artwork on the end papers. I thought the other guy was buff. This guy, incredibly jacked. A unit, one might say. I really like this design. I think this is really cool. I still don't think any of these designs have been as good as like the original trilogy, but I really like the geometric pattern. I really like this. What I don't like, I'm so sorry, why has she got the pink panther on her titties? I'm sure this is like in universe. If I saw like actual artwork of this woman, I'm sure she would look very good, but like her eyes are just blobs. Her lips are just blobs. The character foil does not work. Like, I literally cannot make out any of her features. It's just a blob. But it really does look like the Pink Panther is on her armour. Is it this girl from the front? Okay, so like, she looks nothing like she does in this artwork. See, this looks cool. Like, her armour looks interesting. I can actually see what it's meant to be. It just does not translate well into foil. I'm so sorry. But the rest of this book is lovely. I just hate the front covers. Like, I hate the foil covers. And again, maybe I would be less salty if you would have shown me this ahead of purchasing, so I could have made an informed decision and I wouldn't be salty about it. Because I feel like up until this point, like, I have, ooh, sorry, it's just this blue, it's like an electric blue, but it fades into like this, a slightly more cyan. Yeah, look, I can make it fucking cyan. It's like electric, where is it? So electric blue, love this colour, into like this teal sort of cyan colour. I love the shift in this. I honestly, when the light hits it, it gets so much more like a teal green colour, basically my favourite colour, and then when the light doesn't hit it, it's like a really deep, like true blue. Again, these are the end papers. These ones are a bit more plain, but like I still like the end paper design in general. Oh, a furry! I'm so sorry that I don't know who these characters are yet, but like, you can't tell me that's not a fursuit. It's a literal fursuit, my guy. And some more character artwork on the back. I don't know why I do this to myself, but let's see. The back is fine. I like the back, I like the colour. I'm not like really impressed with the design, it's just, it is what it is. But I like this. If this had been on both sides, fine. It just doesn't work for me. I like the foil, again, I like the outside. So much of the detail is just lost. Like, I feel like you've really got to focus to be like, okay, I need to, like, this is a limb, this is where, and I think it's because it's the armour, intricacy of the armour, and just it being a person. It just doesn't work for me. I do not like these foils. Yes, I'm mad about it. Yes, I will move on. Okay, where do I even go from here? We've got Illumicrate, Goldsboro, Evernight, Broken Binding, different special edition. Shit, I've got 3 Goldsboro. Okay. Well, in that case, we'll do Goldsboro next. So the Goldsboro subscription can be a sci-fi or a fantasy book, and apparently I have 3 months worth of them here, unless one of these is something else that I ordered. Although, to be honest, they have not, like all 2023, they did not send out a single sci-fi book. They were all of them fantasy. I don't know why, I don't know what the deal is with that. Like, it's not too bad for me because I like fantasy, but if you were subscribed to them primarily for their sci-fi picks, and you went 12 whole months without a single sci-fi novel in the sci-fi and fantasy fellowship, I'd be pissed. I'd rather have a good sci-fi that I want to read than a fantasy that I don't want to read. And Goldsboro's been hit and miss. So this is the December book from Goldsboro. We all know Bubble Wrap Hell. I should just start making Bubble Wrap Hell compilations at this point because, like, oh my god. Well, it's Fatebound again. How often does this happen? I swear when you sign up to subscriptions, so many of them say things like, oh, we'll try not to overlap with other subscription boxes. I swear Goldsboro overlap every single time. This is the 3rd or 4th time I've got the same book in the same month. What is that about? To be fair though, I think I like this one better. Like, it's purple. Like, look at it. Oh my god. I mean, unplanned comparison, but like, I'm gonna have to angle them because like the ring light doesn't want to cooperate, but like, I definitely like the purple one better. The purple when it's nighttime as well. This is so much more me. And it's purple, and Fairyloot didn't do the purple copy. Interesting. I wonder if Goldsboro got the rights to do this book box first, and maybe that's why Fairyloot have gone with this colour scheme. I really like this is gorgeous. Again, the only bits of this foil that I'm a bit dubious about are things like the cat's eye, which might get lost a little bit in translation unless you get close, but otherwise, I'm loving this. Is that like a, what are they called? Not a jackalope. What's the, it's like a big cat with antlers. I literally forget the name of it. So this is a really, really cool foil design, and it's the same on the back. We have a full colour map as the end paper. Goldsboro so wins this battle, I'm sorry. This is the deciding factor. And not only do they have like little celestial things, are these like little cats? There's little cats on the map. And mushrooms! You know the way to my heart. There are mushrooms, crystals, intestines, goblets, cats. Are those snowdrops? One of my favourite flowers. Little geckos. Yeah, I'm so sorry. This edition wins so easily. I think the only thing is I think I'm 50-50. Like, I really like this sort of foil layout. I might prefer the Fairyloot foils, if only because you get one on the back and one on the front, and they're celestial. But other than that, I really need to cancel that Waterstones order of Faybound. I do not want 3 copies. I didn't want 2 copies. I certainly don't want 3. This one I cannot see when it was sent. This could be January's box. It could be November's box. It could be something else that I ordered. Ooh, okay. Not something that I've ordered. So, no card or anything, so like I don't know when this is from, but I'm assuming... Oh, I'm loving the sprayed edges on this. Okay, this is Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. Oh, and there's like a dragon on the back. Okay, it could be fish scale, but it could also be like dragon scale. These are really, really nice. I really like this design. I really like blue. Let's have a look underneath. Literally nothing. This as blank could get. Plain end papers. Goldsboro are very lackluster compared to literally every other book. Clearly they went all out on Feybound with like the foils and the map end papers, and this book got fuck all. I'm so sorry to the author that Goldsboro just did not want to customize this edition. It's hit and miss. Sometimes they make really nice custom editions, and sometimes it's a sprayed edge and a signature, and that's it. So I'm pretty sure this will be the standard dust jacket. So let's see what this one's about. I'm guessing it's like a seafaring fantasy. 12 magical blessings, 12 days at sea, one chance to stop a killer and save the world. For 1,000 years, Concordia has maintained peace between its provinces. It is called Concordia after all. To mark this incredible feat, the Emperor's ship embarks on a 12-day voyage to the sacred goddess's mountain. Aboard are the heirs of the 12 provinces of Concordia, each granted with a unique and secret magical ability known as a blessing. Except what? This puts Wendell Bantley to shame. Ganymede's Pissarro. Oh, it's giving Moon. I feel like when you have names that are so on the nose like that, like your last name is Pissarro, like fish, and Ganymede, like Jupiter's cupbearer. It's so good. Do you know when you're like maybe 12 at the oldest and you make a character and you're like, it's like if you have like an evil death character and you're like googling, you're in like Google Translate and you're like, oh, I'm gonna call them Umbra Mortis, or like I'm gonna call them like Enaby Dementia to Arcanus Ravenway. You know, like, I'm so sorry. I'm hoping therefore that this is meant to be kind of like a bit campy. I don't know. It feels like it should be like a pantomime. Or like you're playing Cluedo, like where everyone's named after a colour or something. If everyone has stupid, ridiculous names and it's kind of like a bit fun, fair enough. So Ganymedes is a class clown, slacker, and all-round disappointment. I mean, they didn't name him for success. When a beloved heir is murdered, everyone is a suspect. Stuck at sea, surrounded by powerful people, and without a blessing to protect him, Ganymedes' odds of survival are slim. But as the bodies pile higher, Ganymedes must become the hero he was not born to be. Can he unmask the killer before the bloody crusade reaches the shores of Concordia, or will the Empire as he knows it fall? So this is like a okay, murder mystery, potentially kind of campy. Maybe I can make peace with a name. So High Seas Fantasy Murder Mystery. I'm not mad at that. I could read that. I don't know if this is YA or not. I feel like it is. Maybe I'll vlog it and I'll like see if I can figure out who the killer is before it's revealed or something. Like something fun, right? I could make something fun out of that book. I say it as I put it really far away. But I'm not mad at that one. I think that the High Seas Murder Mystery has saved it. It's kind of like a, you know, like where they're all the characters like trapped in one location together. I suppose you could swim, but okay, so let's see what the last Goldsboro box is. Yeah, this is something else I've ordered. This is The House of Open Wounds by Adrian Tchaikovsky. City of Last Chances, I think, was book one. So book one was one of Goldsboro's, I think it was like the 2022 December box. And so this is the sequel. I have not yet read it, but I was very hyped for it. I remember it sounded pretty great. And like, check out the sprayed edges. Like, this is so cool. Like, I love these. The vibe of these books is, oh, it's so cool. Like, look at this little skeleton. Look at him with his, has he got a board strapped to his head for the rain? I freaking love him. I don't know who he is. Yeah, I don't know who or what he is. But I like him already. We've got like some sort of like robotic golem construct, a triceratops. It's so interesting. The books are so weird. Is there, ooh. There's no end papers, but we do have this foil. So we have this foil under the dust jacket, and it says, take the hurt and hurt them worse until they're better. Okay, I've made some progress on this side. It feels weird to have like all this space at this side of me now. I can start stacking things here. I don't even know where to start next. I feel like I must be like about halfway through, right? Does not bode well for the amount of batteries I have left. I'm debating in my head whether or not to show. I have two massive books that are like, they're not here, they're literally right next to me, and I did just buy them. But they're comics, and I'm like, I don't normally haul comics. My brain says because they're massive, I should, okay, you know what? Oh my god, while I try and pick these up, you know what I think it would be really funny is if I just held them up for literally one single frame, and if my editing software renders that frame, then they're in the haul, and if it doesn't, then this is gonna be really funny. Okay, if you saw that one frame, that's it. That's all the time I'm giving those. If they made it, they made it. So I have space at this side. So sender is Games Law Limited. What did I buy? I mean, games and law, okay, so definitely something I bought for myself, but like, what is it? What's in here? Show yourself. Who goes there? What is this? What did I buy? What is this? It's got extras in it. Is this, oh! Is this one of my Kickstarter? Yay! Okay. Okay, I have to do these one at a time. So these are my special edition Kickstarter backed copies of the King Killing Queen and the Briar Sword Monk by Sean Speakman. So this I think is like a comic that I just fucking done comics. I think this is like a little comic that accompanies as like a short story to the main work. I don't tend to do character artwork on covers, but like I still feel like the actual level of skill in the artwork here is impressive. I don't remember anything about this. I know there were many different tiers that you could back, and I definitely backed one of the lower ones because some of the higher ones, like to get the customizations, it was just too much money. So I think I backed like one of the lower special edition tiers, but it does come with this cute little foil of like, what is this? I think it's a griffin. This is a griffin. Whatever it is, he's a cute little boy. So it's been so long since I backed this, I don't know what it's about. A realm caught in deadly change, a queen fighting for the right to rule. So this is the first book in a trilogy. So it says, when Alafair Good lay wounded during his quest to destroy Mordred the Great Darkness, a witch magicked and saved the future Hiking's life to fulfill his destiny. Thereafter, all born to his line also cannot die. They can be undone only by natural death. Decades later, Sylviana Raventress is the devoted apprentice to Master Historian Kell, stepbrother of the High King. It is a life of scholarly pursuit and privilege where one day she will take her instructor's place and write her own histories. But beside King Alafair's deathbed, Sylvie and his scions learn a surprising truth. She is no orphan, but is his named heir. Worse, when he dies, the witch's curse is no more, leaving all of them suddenly and vulnerably mortal. And it does come with like a little bonus comic as well. This looks really cool. Most of last year I backed maybe like at least 20 different Kickstarter special editions. At least 2 have arrived, and this is now the 3rd one. I do also have another one here. I've also got like some bonus stuff with it that I guess must have come with like my backer tier. I'm not really big on pins, but I like this pin design. It says Old World Tales and has like a, is that like a falcon maybe? Could be a kestrel. Kestrel or a falcon. I think it's a falcon. I don't know. I don't know birds. I know corvids and that's it. And they also come with some art cards, so they all have like this design on the back. They kind of look like tarot cards like this, but front covers on. So this one is for the King Killing Queen. This one is for the Briar Sword Monk. And then this one I think is an additional artwork. What does it say here? This says Light Wild Unicorn, and this is some lovely artwork. So that was fun. And I suppose while we're on that, I will do my other Kickstarter book. I think, is this a bookmark? Yes! Okay. The vibe of this cover is everything. So this is Child of the Night Guild by Andy Pelukin. This is the first book in the Queen of Thieves series. Like, look at this. This is amazing. So this was another one that I backed on Kickstarter. Look at the end papers! Little thieves! Like, I love this, like, the vibe. Okay, this was what drew me to back it, though. The Under the Dust Jacket foils. This is so cool. Do we have a different end paper on the back? We do. We have different end papers on the back. And there is, like, artwork and illustration in this copy as well. What a lovely addition. I really like the foils, but I also like that we still get, like, a cool new dust jacket. So it says, they killed her family. They ripped away her name, they imprisoned her in darkness, but she would not be broken. Viola, a child sold to pay her father's debts, has lost everything. Her mother, her home, and her identity. Thrown into a life among criminals, she has no time for grief as she endures the brutal training of an apprentice thief. The Night Guild molds an innocent waif into a cunning, agile outlaw skilled in the thieves' trade. She has only one choice, steal enough to pay her debts. The cutthroat streets of Promise will test her mettle, and she must learn to dodge the city guards or swing from a hangman's rope. But a more dangerous foe lurks within the guild's walls. A sadistic rival apprentice, threatened by her strength, is out for blood. In a cutthroat den of thieves, can Viola rise to power and outrun a brutal death? Honestly, sounds great. I totally see why I backed this, and like, not just for the shiny book edition. There are plenty of shiny Kickstarter books that I don't back if I don't think I will like actually enjoy and read them. I am a bit more forgiving when it comes to buying indie books, but when they cost like over £100, I've got to be discerning somewhere. This is a lovely edition of a book that I think I really will enjoy. I am really liking backing a lot of these indie Kickstarters. I wish they would be slightly less frequent and slightly easier on my wallet. But yeah, it is something that I intend to continue doing, so every now and again whenever these ship out, because they do take a long time to make, definitely stick around for future hauls for those. Honestly, seeing over these boxes to see if I have like other boxes, it's getting difficult. Should we just start doing broken binding, because like I'm literally surrounded by them. Don't know what order any of these are coming out in. I have bought a lot of broken binding special editions, and I also have the subscription. Let's power through these, because it's after midnight and I have work. Oh, okay, so this is the second or third book in the... I've got 2 bookmarks. I'm assuming there might have been an issue with one of the previous bookmarks. I think this is book 3 in the Powder Mage trilogy. So this is the Autumn Republic, and this is by Brian McClellan. The sprayed edges on these, look at these. It's just like the detail. It's insane. The quote on the back says, "I would die for my country, but I'd rather kill for it." The end papers. This is insane. I love this. Look at this artwork. The quality of broken binding subs. Oh, look at this. Amazing. So I'm not going to talk about the book itself. It's like a gunpowder adult high fantasy, mainly because this is like, I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd book in the series, but I did read the synopsis for book 1 whenever that unboxing was. I do not remember it, but I have at some point in the past already told you guys what the series is about. This feels very chunky. It is one that I bought for myself, but I'm very excited for. So this is the broken binding edition of Myrtle by Christopher Paolini. This is the Eragon cycle, inheritance cycle spin-off. Like, I think it's the story but told from Myrtle's perspective. The foil on the back caught my eye, and it says traitor, outcast, hunter, hero. Like, oh, it's so pretty. Oh my god, everything about this. Okay. The cover, it is just like the standard cover, but it is a phenomenal cover. Like, look at the dragon. I think this dragon is called Thorn, if I remember rightly. Like, it's just so cool. I forget, oh, they've put foil on his little pupils so they're shiny. Seriously impressive. They had a lot to work with because they're chunky. Look at the level of detail. Like, I can see the individual dragon scales. This is insanely detailed. I'm very impressed by this. I think I also bought a copy of this from Inkstone Books, and I will have to compare the two to see, like, I can see it from here. I guess to see like which one I like more. So this has like blue on the top, black on the bottom. I think they're probably very similar, but it just depends like which customizations do I like the best. Oh, the end papers. Okay, we've got like some big ass fish. It has been literal decades since I read any of the Eragon books, so I don't recall the fish. That's cool. I can't zoom you in enough to show you. It's like this swampy plain. There's a dragon. It's so... you have to look real close, but the dragon's eyes are like glowing embers. Chef's kiss on the artwork. It's not a foil, but it is this, look how cool the design is. It's this wraparound effect. Now, I'm gonna have to be careful trying to do this, because this is a big heavy book. Yeah, it's a wraparound of a dragon. 10 out of 10. I feel like I need to reread Eragon at some point. My parents never got me like the final... either the final book or the final 2 books, because I think it turned out to be like a full book series. I read the first 2 at least. I can't remember if I read the 3rd one or not. I definitely did not read the last one. So like, I feel like going back and like rereading that series at some point to actually finish it out. I definitely want to read this one. Okay, my camera died. I don't know where it was. I think I'm moving on. So I have some, god, even more broken binding. Honestly, no idea what it could be. It could be so many things. I remember this. It's dragons. It's, ooh, I love the texture. This book smells very strong. Oh my god. I'm assuming it's the dust jacket. This is like a textured, almost like papyrus feel. She's pungent. So this book is The Dragons of Deepwood Fen by Bradley P. Beaulieu. This was so a cover buy. Like look at the colours. Look at these dragons. This is Amazing. I love this. And we have the same for the end papers, like hot pink and like blue and green dragons. It's a vibe. It's definitely a vibe. Now, I can't remember if there was anything... Oh, there is. There is a foil under the dust jacket. This says, Lorelei Aurelius is the smartest inquisitor in the mountain city of Ancris. When a mysterious tip leads her to a clandestine meeting between the church and the hated Red Knives, she unearths a plot that threatens not only her home, but the Empire itself. The trail leads to Rylan Holbrook, a notorious thief posing as a dragon singer. Lorelei soon discovers there's more to Rylan than meets the eye. In fact, he has come to Ancris to solve the mystery she has just discovered. Knowing his incarceration could lead to the Red Knives achieving their goals, Lorelei makes a fateful decision. She frees him. Branded as traitors, the two flee the city on Dragonback to the massive forest known as the Holt. Following a trail of clues, they find that the Red Knives are planning to awaken a powerful demigod in the holiest shrine in Ancris. Even worse, the church is willing to allow it. The unlikely allies are forced to return to Ancris, where they must rally the very people who vowed to capture them before it is too late. And this is the first book in a new fantasy series. Like, okay, thieves, outlaws, dragons, resurrecting weird gods. You know it's my thing. You know I had to get this. I needed this, and this is a lovely edition. I love the texture of this so much. Like, I don't think I can get it to show on camera, but it is like that, like, papyrus kind of texture. I don't think I'm going to forget about picking that one up. Okay, this is quite lightweight. I'd completely forgotten about this one. So this is Crucible of Chaos by Sebastian de Castell. So I've been meaning to pick up some of this author's other works. I think he wrote the Greatcoats series, which feels like it should be totally my thing, but because they're in paperback, I don't need to haul them until I'm ready to read them, which sometimes is the benefit to when there's no special editions. This, however, came out, and so I needed to have it, because I am a magpie and a book dragon. This has a cute little foil, like basically just like the front cover but foiled. So, a mortally wounded magistrate faces his deadliest trial inside an ancient abbey where the monks are going mad and the gods themselves may be to blame. I remember why I got this. I'm so on board. Estevar Boros, one of the legendary sword-fighting magistrates known as the Greatcoats and the king's personal investigator of the supernatural. See, I knew it was the Greatcoat series. I wonder if Broken Binding will do any of the actual, like, Greatcoat series special editions. So he's no stranger to tales of ghosts and demons. When the fractious monks of the abbey, rumoured to be the birthplace of the gods, begin warring over claims of a new pantheon arising, the frantic abbot summons him to settle the dispute. But Estevar has his own problems, a near-fatal sword wound from his last duel, troubling evidence that the monks are consorting with demons, a diabolical inquisitor with no love for the Greatcoats, and a mysterious young woman claiming to be Estevar's ally but who may well be his deadliest enemy. Armed only with his investigative talents, his skill with a blade, and Imperius, his ornery mule, Estevar must root out the source of the madness before it transforms this once sacred abbey into a crucible of chaos. I'm gonna love this. I reckon I should probably read whatever the main entries in the Greatcoats series are first. This says Court of Shadows Prelude. So, a prelude to what? I do not know. I reckon I should pick things up in publication order for this series because, like, I don't want to accidentally... I don't know if I'm spoiling myself. Who knows? I definitely really want to read this, so unfortunately I'm, like, mentally adding books to, like, my future haul list. So I win some and I lose some. But that is a lovely addition. Maybe that just means it's time for me to pick up the series. Down to 2 more Broken Binding boxes. So this is Green Rider by Kirsten Britton, and like, this is a lovely cover. It's actually got like little flecks of like silvery foil in there. I don't know if you can see them. Very bright green pages, and I think the original cover, yeah, so the original cover is printed onto the boards. So it's got like this wraparound like winged horse, like a Pegasus. So, Carrigan Galadian always seems to be getting into fights, and today is no exception. But as she trudges through the forest, contemplating her inevitable expulsion from school, a horse bursts through the woodland, rider slumped over its neck with 2 arrows embedded in his back. As the young man lies dying on the road, he tells her of his mission. He is a Green Rider, one of the legendary royal messengers, and he has a life-or-death message that must reach King Zachary. He makes Carrigan swear to deliver it, to keep it secret, and, with his last breath, warns her to beware the Shadow Man. Pursued by an unknown assassin, Carrigan begins her journey to become a Green Rider herself. Caught up in a world of deadly danger and complex magic, compelled by forces she cannot understand, her simple promise is about to become a race against time and a race for her life. Very simple premise, very compelling. This is like a much beloved book and series, which is why I decided to pick it up. I think it's... is it YA? I'm not even entirely sure, but this is a lovely edition, and I just heard a lot of good things about it. Beware the Shadow Man. Now, is the Shadow Man the one you see in... Oh no, that's the Hat Man. I have met the Hat Man, I think. He didn't have a hat. That was a problematic dream. Moving swiftly on to my final broken binding box. We don't need to talk about my dreams about the Hat Man. Yeah, this is... I've already hauled this book, but now I'm holding the special edition. This is Northern Wrath. I was so excited when they announced this series because, like I said, I've just been so back into Norse myth at the moment, and just like I want Norse-inspired fantasies and like Viking-inspired fantasies. I don't necessarily want like straight mythos retellings. I want stuff inspired by that. So when they announced this series, I was like, my life for the broken binding. Like they always have my back. I know exactly, I mean, I think I know what scene this is. Maybe there are other scenes in the book that could also be this that I haven't gotten to yet. So yeah, this is Northern Wrath by Tilda Coldholt. These are the sprayed edges. I will not express to you my feelings when I was told we would get a, like when you put all three books together, you get a full picture of Yggdrasil. I need to show you the wraparound design under the Just Jacket, because like this is so cool with like the little fox and everything. I'm screaming, like, let me look at this scene. Look at this scene. Not forgetting the end papers. This is like seriously stunning artwork. The level of detail and like realism in this artwork is just fantastic. I have not gotten to this scene yet, but like, and again, I'm not big on character artwork, but like this is like the realism, like I like different art styles, and this is definitely different. I love the vibe of this. I love this. As of my next wrap up, you should know how I feel about it. But yeah, this is a stunning edition, and honestly just one that I've been so excited to pick up. The first series that Broken Binding has sent me in the subscription that I have actually started reading, and on time as well. Let's go on to these very heavy special editions next. So this box is from Hachette. It says do not remove twister packaging, but I feel like that's not meant for me. I feel like I need to remove the twister packaging. My god, okay, these editions are so stunning. So this is the new special editions of The Name of the Wind and The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. The size and shape of them is so aesthetically pleasing, but like every single part of this is just phenomenal. So like this being the cover for book one, the spine is beautiful, and like even the back, and I've got to show you the sprayed edges, and like that design carries around onto the top and bottom as well. We have these beautiful, like very simple but like very atmospheric end papers, and a foil on the front. They also have a ribbon bookmark, and these copies are signed. So this is book 2, and I really love this design. These are the sprayed edges, the end papers, and the foil. As a set, these books are honestly seriously stunning. Very chunky, but like I just really like them. So I think, am I just down to Illumicrate and Evernight now? Moving on to Illumicrate. Again, I don't know which one of these is January, and maybe one of these is December. Oh, yet again I have been bamboozled. Oh, let's get this out of the way. How is it that Goldsboro continue to always give me the same book as either Fairyloot or Illumicrate? And it's happened again. Illumicrate do better customization, so like maybe, but we'll see. This is yet again Voyage of the Damned. Now on camera this looks like basically my favourite colour. Instead of silver foil, I don't know if you can see that it's like a rainbow holographic. So it has the same quotation on the back, but instead of a dragon it has the fish again. Yeah, this is the standard cover, and this is the, like, you can tell, right? And the difference on the back is the Goldsboro one has a dragon. I'm guessing this is the standard font, like any regular hardcover has this on the back. And this one has like the skeletal fish. Goldsboro's sprayed edges I really liked. This book is so slippy. Okay. Illumicrate, what is this? I know it's meant to be the fins. This is so lazy. This, I think it is just meant to be like a fin design, but like it's one straight colour. Yeah, it's not even sprayed like 2 different colours. Were they trying to like save on ink? Did they run out? Like, what's going on? I like the colour of this one, but like, and the foils. Like, honestly, I love a rainbow foil. But a little bit of a plus with the end papers. I'm looking at the viewfinder. Is this like a map of a ship? It is. It's showing the different cabins of the ship. Okay, so this might be helpful if you're trying to keep track of, like, because it's like a murder mystery, right? This was the murder mystery. So if I'm trying to keep track of, like, where characters are, where, like, maybe clues have been found, this could be very useful. And we do have a, if I kind of, oh, you can kind of see the rainbow foil there. I really hate the sprayed edges though, because, like, it's so lazy. Like, Goldsboro don't do any other customizations, and yet how are they, like, outshining Illumicrate? I'm sick of receiving multiple copies of the same book. I feel like Goldsboro is always the culprit. I'm pretty sure that Fairyloot and Illumicrate, I feel like they're in conversation and they tend to avoid doing the same book. But either way, I did not need 2 copies of the same book. I'm guessing they were both January, so this might be December's Illumicrate. Ooh, okay. I see something shiny. Ooh, okay. Okay. I'm guessing this is a YA because it looks very juvenile. However, the artwork and the cover. So this is the Principle of Moments by Esme Jikiemi Pearson, and it sort of has like this big foil moon or planet or something. Like with this breakaway, it reminds me of Ruby, the series, but there's something else that... Is it the Githyanki in Baldur's Gate? There's this, I think. There's this. I think there's this. Again, I don't tend to do character art on the cover. There is like the exact same design on the back, so I kind of feel like it would be cool to have this on the back, but then like maybe something else on the front, or if you have this on the front, then something else on the back. I really like the end papers though. It's giving me wizard hat vibes. Very much my thing. It's just like a night sky, but I love it. I love the design. Ooh, what is this box? We have some sort of like science fiction-y looking shield or energy dome thing. A cube? A cube? Not sure, but a cube. We have a lovely quotation foil on the front. I really like the design around the edge. Oh, and a little, this is like a little atom. And this says, courage is the only thing stronger than fear, and love is the thread that holds the atoms of this universe together. Is there a different... Oh, there's a different end paper on the back as well. It's giving me like university campus vibes, but it could be like a palace or something, I'm not sure. Another cube. What are the cubes? Maybe if I read this, it'll tell me what the cube is. Oh my god, why is there this much text? Buckle in, this is a long synopsis. Year 6066. In Emperor Thracian's brave new galaxy, humans are not citizens but indentured labourers, working to repay the debt they unwittingly incurred when they settled on Garan, a desert planet already owned by the Emperor himself. Asher Akindele knows she's just another voiceless cog working the assembly lines that fuel his vast imperial war machine. Her only rebellion, studying stolen aeronautics manuals in the dead of night. But then a cloaked stranger arrives to deliver an impossible message, and her life changes in an instant. 1812. Obi Amadi is done with time travelling. Never mind the fact that he doesn't know how to cure himself of the temporal sickness he caught while anchoring his soul to Regency London, the one that unmakes him further with every jump, or if the prince he loves will ever love him back, or why his father disappeared. He is done, until he hears about the ghost of a girl in the British Museum, a girl from another time. Damn, did they steal her ghost too? British Museum will take anything. Okay. When Obi's path tangles with Asher's, and a prophecy awakens in the cold darkness of space, they must voyage through the stars, racing against time, tyranny, and the legacy of the 3 heroes from an ancient religion who may be awakening, reincarnated in ways beyond comprehension. Honestly, it sounds genuinely fascinating. I think despite me thinking this might be YA, I think this is one that I'm genuinely going to give a go. I like the sci-fi aspect of it. I'm not the biggest fan of London or the British Museum. Keep Britain out of my sci-fi and fantasy. However, Regency era, I don't know. I mean, I'm not like a Jane Austen girly. I mean, sometimes I do like a good Pride and Prejudice adaptation. It's convinced me. This is one that I'll be at some point giving a go. It's not a priority, but like I'm not going to get rid of this for sure. And oh my god, are we down to our last book? My back hurts so much. My throat is so sore. I've been filming for hours. It's nearly 1 in the morning. And I look like this and I have work tomorrow, so... And perhaps that is the spookiest thing in the room, more so than the Evernight box, is my bad decisions. So this is the Evernight box, and this is for... I think this is quarterly, so this must be the box for January? We've only had... I think this is the 3rd Evernight... It feels really lightweight. This is only the 3rd Evernight box we've had. The first one is definitely one of the best books I've ever received. in a book subscription box, and that was Silver Nitrate. So like I have high expectations. With this being quarterly, I feel like they've got a lot of time to work on it. So I feel like I can see like a house or a building or maybe like a church or something on the back. Let's see. Ooh, I'm seeing like a sagey kind of green sprayed edge. So do you know, this book is reminding me of something so specific. Apparently this is The Invocations, and this is by Crystal Sutherland. Look how diddy and cute this book is. This, gothic, stunning, love it. And this is the front cover. Now, I'm not a massive fan of character artwork on covers, however, I have to admit the character artwork itself is, like, the style is gorgeous. It reminds me of something so specific and I cannot put my fingers on it. Something about it reminds me of something else, and that is making me like it. We have a very subtle, like, little skeleton. It's actually way easier to see on my, like, viewfinder than it is on the actual book itself. So we have these, and you cannot do this to me at 1 in the morning. I have arachnophobia. Do you know what? Fuck that. I feel like I'm gonna touch a real spider if I don't. Okay. You can only see one page. I'm so sorry. I like the vibe of these end papers. Not what's under here. I can't think of a way to. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I can stomach so much. But my arachnophobia is so bad. I literally can't even look at a picture of a spider. I'm thinking about them. I can't think about them. I will not sleep. I cannot look at that page. It's reversed on the back, so I can't cover it up. It's in my brain. The thing is, this is the last book, so there's like nothing to soothe me after this. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the Page and Wick one again. Oh, that's okay. The rest of the book's gonna do it for me. Holy fucking shit! Oh my god, stunning. This looks like a book you get in whatever fucking world this book is in. Snakes. I'm seeing snakes. I'm seeing like occulty, gothic cross symbols. Oh, there's alchemy in here. Okay, look at this. There's the alchemical symbols here, and like, not to be that bitch, but my perfume has alchemical symbols on it. Right now I'm wearing Fire by the Alchemist Society, so like, get on my fucking level. This is the foil on the spine. This is seriously stunning. It says Necromantia, and the same design is on the back, just sans the foil. I'm so close to opening the fucking end papers again. My instinct is just to open the end papers and look at them. Mistakes were made. I'm gonna have to do this without looking. And if you say, why can't I just show you guys and like keep my eyes shut, I have to edit this video. I have to edit this video and I have to look at the screen, and I cannot be seeing that spider. I cannot be doing it. I'm gonna really carefully read the synopsis to you. So this says 5 women are dead. The killer leaves no fingerprints, no DNA. Police are utterly stumped. In a world where only women can use magic, and the men who know about it seek to eradicate them, 3 damaged young women, one cursed, one hunted, one out for revenge, will team up to track down and take out a brutal supernatural killer. Jude Wolfe is rich as sin and handsome as the devil, but she's also cursed. Her immortal soul is tethered to a rather hateful demon, and she wants the hell out of the deal. What Jude needs is a curse writer, and she thinks the string of dead women, all of whom she suspects of messing with the occult, might just be able to lead her to one. Zara Jones has also been tracking the murders since they began. Her older sister was the killer's first victim. Zara doesn't just want revenge, she wants to find a way to bring her sister back. What Zara needs is a witch, a sorcerer, a necromancer. What Zara needs is a curse writer. At the apartment of the 5th victim, Jude and Zara meet by chance, and there they find a clue that brings their paths crashing together. A strange business card bearing 3 words. Emma Byrne, curse writer. And so I guess those are the 3 women on the front. I'll be totally honest, they all look similar levels of attractiveness, so I'm not sure which one is which, like who is meant to be extremely handsome compared to the other 2. And this edition is growing on me. Not the spiders, can't think of it, but this is a gorgeous edition. I feel like I should be like gushing over this more, because again, I really do love like the artwork, and I really like that the Evernight editions have all been, I like that they've all been fairly different. Like Silver Nitrate did not feel like the same vibe, and it didn't have the same sort of designs and like customizations as Last to Leave the Room, which also does not look anything like this book, The Invocations. So far I'm really impressed with the Evernight subscription. It is definitely not one that I will be cancelling. Also because I do like horror. I don't read as much of it as fantasy, or maybe even not as much as sci-fi, unless you count vampire books. I'm really liking this subscription so far. Is that it? Are we done? Am I finished? Oh my god, I'm free! I mean, I still have to take a thumbnail. Still gotta take a thumbnail, but like... Do you want to see the damage? I'll just pick you up. So this used to be my room. It belongs to the boxes now. I'm gonna have a fun time blurring out any additions of my like address. Yeah, this is the floor. This is my exit. I can't get to it because this is the floor. Let us also not forget these books over here. I have to sleep in this bed. I have a house viewing tomorrow. Like, someone's coming here to view this house. Can't look like this. So, aside from me taking a very difficult thumbnail in a minute, that is it for this haul. Maybe they would be smaller if I did things like Evernight and things like Page and Wick as their own separate videos, but like, let me know how you would feel about that, or if you just prefer them in a haul like once every like month or 2 months. I mean, maybe the frequency of the haul will just be whenever the heck Page and Wick arrives. Because so far I don't want to wait to open that one. I don't think I could wait to open that one. So, I have to wait another 2 months before they send me another book, but I'm already excited for it. So, with that said, of course, if you made it this far in the video, which, like, you absolute mental athlete, what an absolute feat of endurance. I hope you took breaks during this. I didn't, but I hope you did. If you did make it this far, of course leave me a book stack emoji. What else would it be? And, if you have no thoughts as to my current haul setup situation, let me know which one of these books like either piques your interest the most in terms of like the story, the plot, or just which one you think was the prettiest, because the vast majority of these were special editions and I feel like many of them were in fact very pretty. That has been it from me. I'm sure you're really glad to hear. Probably will be at least like a month, fingers crossed, until I have to film another one of these. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're all reading something amazing, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!